When we were thinking about host genomics, we really wanted to crystallize why this research is so essential. Researching the disease without considering the host is like trying to understand a story by only reading the left-hand pages of a book. So you'll understand the gist, but you might miss essential plot twists. The same can be said in the context of host genomics research. Both the host and pathogen are needed to understand infectious disease. So what did we find? Host genomics has an essential role in understanding the immune response, particularly what is a successful or harmful immune response to a particular infection. We realised quite quickly that host genomics findings are very specific to the disease, and this is really reflective in the specific host responses to a particular pathogen. And this can make it very difficult science to understand, and you need multiple approaches. You need to think about connecting up not just host genomics research, but connecting it to the wider infectious disease research in order to understand the critical role that variants or genes may play in a particular immune response. And the reason it's so complicated is humans are in competition for survival against pathogens. As such, population genomics is not static, and infections have significantly impacted on human evolution. While COVID-19 was a relatively recent pathogen, which means we were able to replicate findings across global populations, if you look at older pathogens such as tuberculosis, this isn't possible because of the nature of even specific strains of tuberculosis evolving alongside specific populations. And this is reflective in what host genomics research can discover. The more complicated the history of a pathogen, likely the more complicated host genomics research is to deliver. So while there has been various activity in host genomics research, we found that there are several changes that would enable host genomics research to more closely align with the needs of patients. Perhaps most essential is the fact that infectious diseases disproportionately affect low and middle income countries. However, this isn't reflected in funding or collaboration opportunities. Without this changing, host genomics research will not align with the needs of these populations, despite the fact that these are most likely to benefit. Additionally, if we're to take host genomics research and actually transform that for the benefit of patients, there needs to be much more emphasis on the follow-up research of specific findings, and also on translational research, which allows our understanding from the host genome to translate either through drug therapeutics or other opportunities we've identified in the report to benefit patients. And finally, host genomics research was often grounded in the technical challenges related to the specific population being investigated. However, if we are to tailor host genomics research, it needs to address the specific challenges of infectious diseases. And this will allow for a smoother pathway from initial research in host genomics through to perhaps actually realizing some of that benefit for patients. Bringing about this change won't come without concerted effort, and we have 3 overarching recommendations towards these aspirations. First, there is a need for greater coordination, and we think this can be achieved through a host genomics strategy developed in consultation with active infectious disease researchers. This would support greater coordination and strategic decisions on funding. Secondly, there are challenges in delivery of host genomics research, but these can and are being overcome. Greater collaboration and standardization of research methods would establish greater cohesion. Delivery of host genomics in affected countries needs robust infrastructure, such as biobanks. Follow-through of research requires adequate funding to support both functional studies, which allow us to identify the role of a variant, and translational research to realize value for patients. And finally, embedding translational research through a longer and more strategic model of research delivery would recognize infectious disease research as an ongoing and global health priority.